Welcome back to the KLT Fitcast, where we talk about honest truths, give honest feedback, answer the hard questions, and we always strive to give you tools that you can implement in your day-to-day life as soon as we stop recording. We are honest about fitness, we are honest about health and wellness, and we don't like to sugarcoat things, right?
True. Hey, I'm Josh. I'm Kate's husband. Been a mental health worker for over 10 years and try and bring kind of my unique perspective into this podcast.
Yeah. And I'm Kate. I have lost over 150 pounds with realistic health and wellness lifestyle changes. And together, I'm a certified personal trainer and nutrition coach. And together, we own and operate a private fitness studio in Peterborough, Ontario. It feels kind of weird that there's only two of us here.
Yeah, we're missing Staffy today. Staffy, as the autocorrect like to do.
Last week, we had our friend from the community in, so it feels like we're like a little bit closer. Also, before this started, I was reminded that I need to look up at the camera instead of down at my damn face in the recording. Okay, so yeah. This week, we are talking about the term mindset and not using mindset as a buzzword, a niche topic.
It's a real thing.
Yeah, for sure. And we've talked about it a little bit in past episodes. But I think we're diving a little bit deeper into it, defining it. But I also like that we're going to talk about how we're
going to make it real.
Yeah, and how we see it how you see it in your day-to-day life, how I see it in my day-to-day life, and how our clients and our community sees it and uses it in their everyday life.
A big struggle for a lot of people.
Yeah.
So before we get too into things, going to do a little bit of a disclaimer. This is probably going to be a topic that people are going to struggle to listen to. And the reason I say that is because it's going to sound probably at times like we're talking about you. We're talking about things that you've struggled with or things that you are struggling with. And it could be difficult to hear us kind of call you out on it. And if you are feeling like we're talking about you, listen to the messages that we have to help.
We're doing our job.
Yeah. That's what this is about.
Yeah. So in no way is this topic and this podcast touching on anyone specifically.
Yeah.
But if you resonate with any of these or you feel like you can relate to any of them, then good.
Yeah.
It's a good thing.
Yeah, for sure.
I feel like, I don't know if it was a tree or if there was a face that went by. Anyway, who knows?
It didn't see anything.
It was like in the corner of my eye back here. Doesn't matter.
Don't be distracted, squirrel.
Sorry. So I think the first thing we need to do is define the term mindset. And immediately I go back to before I became a trainer and before I became a coach and how we use the term mindset in a kindergarten classroom.
So what did it mean in a kindergarten classroom? Before I dive into like very concrete definitions.
There was a lot of growth mindset, which is just having your beliefs and your values, but being able to change them and mold them. In kindergarten, it was key when it came to play-based self-regulation, learning, all of that.
Yeah. And in kindergarten, it's going to be different than adults that are watching our podcast because, well, no, it's going to be different because in kindergarten, the children are looking to you to instill the concepts that I'm about to talk about, to teach them these things. Whereas as an adult, you already know them and you have your own fixed beliefs. And the only person that can change that, it doesn't matter what we say to you, the only person that can actually change what you want to believe is you.
Kind of like when people will push someone to make healthy lifestyle changes and lose weight and blah, 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 blah. Until it comes from that person, it's not going to work. And in fact, it's just going to cause like resentment. So back to definition of mindset. I think that this is one for you to tackle.
So there are many factors that play into mindset, and I'm going to touch on a few of them, more of the big ones. The first one that I'm going to touch on is a person's belief in the possibility of who they can become. That's one component of what your mindset is made up
Say it again.
from. The belief that it is possible to become the person you want to be.
Nice.
Because if you, starting from ground zero, if you do not believe that it's possible to do the things that you're setting out to do, you're not going to do them. Full stop. It starts right there.
Mm-hmm.
What can you do that is going to change that belief
Mm-hmm.
that it is possible for different? That's the first part of this discussion, I think.
Mm-hmm.
I think that a lot of people that come to see you, Kate, I think they look at your achievements. They look at the fact that you've been there, done it, struggled through it, and they see that as, well, if you can, then why can't I?
Mm-hmm.
And I would ask the person listening to this, if you are struggling with that belief that change or different is possible, why can't you?
Mm-hmm.
What about you means that it's not possible?
I also hear a lot that people want that Kate Tom's transformation. They want my story
Mhm.
to become their story.
Mm-hmm.
But my journey is my journey.
Yeah.
Your journey is your journey. So
Yeah.
while, okay, you can use the tools and the tricks and all of that to have a transformation, but your transformation is not my transformation.
Nope. It's what I'm talking about is just allowing for the possibility that change is possible,
Mhm.
that they can have that transformation if that's their goal.
Right.
If their goal is just to be able to move better, and you feel like, you know what, I have this injury or that injury, or I have this health concern or whatever, and you're already saying, I'm not going to be able to do those things. I'm here to tell you, you're not. Like, it's your own belief in change matters here.
Mhm.
And
That's the first thing that matters.
yeah, and it's not I'm going to wake up and just start telling myself it's possible. It's you need to look for evidence to make it possible. You have to actually believe that it is possible.
Yeah, and I think that's something that you've talked about many times in former episodes. If you say it's not going to work, if you say it enough times,
Mm-hmm.
you're going to start believing it. And almost always we are using negative self-talk,
Yep.
poor mindset, negative mindset, and we are bound to believe it.
Well, it's not only that, your own unconscious brain, it is going to influence things to make it not possible.
Mm-hmm.
If you're saying, yeah, I have these historical injuries, so I'm not ever going to be able to squat or do a leg press or lift something over my shoulder, that is your reality. But if you look at people that have had similar things happen to them and they have been able to make that change, they've lost 150 pounds, they had serious injuries and got back to doing the things that they want to be doing and are relatively pain free. If you look to that, ask yourself, why can't that be you?
Mm-hmm.
Like genuinely, what about them is different than you?
Mm-hmm.
The difference is they believed that they could.
Right, right. And that would be a growth mindset.
Yeah. Yeah. I differentiate two different mindsets from being closed, which is fixed beliefs that are never going to change. You
Like, what
believe
would
are
be
never
an
going to change.
example of that?
So a closed belief in really simple terms would be, I've tried all the diets and nothing works. I'm never going to be able to lose the weight that I want to lose.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you're right. You're never going to be able to with that closed belief.
Mm-hmm.
Your concrete thinking, it's almost like it's an immovable object. What about you means that you can't lose the weight?
Mm-hmm.
Do you have a medical condition that you need to see a doctor about? Chances are probably not. They're
Mm-hmm.
pretty rare. And if you do, then see the doctor, get that medical thing figured out, and
You're well on your way.
you're on your way. It makes it possible.
Yeah.
But you have to get to a point of truly believing that it's possible to do the thing that you want to do.
Mhm. Could someone fake it till they make it? I feel like I use that term in so many ways, and maybe right now it's coming back to bite me in the ass.
Yes, it sure is, because this is not something you can fake it till you make it.
Right. Yeah. You can't just say it and like,
Yeah, and you can say it and say it and say it, but if you're still holding on to the belief that it's not possible, if you're undermining yourself, you're not gonna do the thing.
I literally say all the time, fake it till I make it. Fake it till I make it.
Yeah, and how long have you been faking for?
So long. So
Yeah.
long.
It should not be that hard.
Yeah, you're right.
It shouldn't be.
Screw you, Josh.
Well, that's step one.
Yeah.
So now we've gotten to the point where we understand why we don't believe, and we've started to allow for the possibility that things could be different.
Mhm.
We are believing that the change is possible, because why not me? Like, ultimately, if that's the reason you're going to come up with to
Mhm.
allow for that possibility, why not me?
Mhm.
Let's go with that. The next step to mindset is the willingness to show up for yourself.
So hard.
Mhm. That willingness to show up for yourself matters.
Mhm.
If you believe that change is possible and you're willing to show up for yourself, there is nothing in your way when you want to accomplish a goal.
Mhm. And 2 ways to think about, well, there's many ways to think about showing up for yourself, but if I was to take showing up for yourself,
Yeah.
we can 2 ways.
Hmm.
It's really hard to show up for myself.
Hmm.
I showed up and did the hard thing.
Yeah. That is two different ways of looking at it. And I'm going to use an example that happens a lot here at the gym. And that's, people are parents, and parents self sacrifice for their children. And it can often be a reason why people don't show up for themselves.
For themselves. They show up for their kids, their family, their
Yeah.
work, everything else,
Yeah.
but not for themselves.
Yeah. I think, like, when we talk about common themes and reasons why people are canceling or not following through with plans or whatever it might be,
Mhm.
a very common theme is, well, I had to take my children to hockey, or my kids had XYZ thing going on.
Mhm.
And I'm sorry, it's bullshit. You are creating an excuse to not show up.
Yeah. Yeah. There are, so as much as that is a reason that people don't show up for themselves, I would also like to say there are a large number of people who have those wildly busy lives, and they do. They make it work.
Yep.
Sometimes, some weeks, it means their schedule is all over the place. Sometimes they're leaning on their partner or other family members to make it work and making sure that
Yeah.
they can prioritize themselves and their goals.
If you have the willingness to show up for yourself, you will find a way.
Mhm.
You will find a way to make whatever it is a priority in your life.
Mhm.
Sometimes that might mean having another parent on the team take your kid
Yeah.
to their sporting event.
Yeah.
Rely on family, rely on your partner. I can't tell you how many times you will tell me people will wake up in the morning and they'll cancel to come to a morning boot camp because their partner is fucking sleeping, and they feel responsible to watch their children. You are creating an excuse. Wake your fucking partner up. It took two of you to make this child.
Honey.
No,
No,
like,
it's true. It's true. You're
I'm
right. You're right.
I said I was going to be really blunt and direct about this because that's what people need to hear.
Yeah. Yeah.
And
There are
I
people that made
gave
this
you
child.
I gave you the warning at the beginning that this is probably going to be hard to hear, but you need to hear it.
Mhm. Mhm.
If you are not willing to show up for yourself, no one else is showing up for you.
Mhm.
Find a way.
Mhm.
If it's what you want, if it's what you believe is possible and it's what you want, do the thing.
Mhm.
Otherwise, be honest with yourself and say, this isn't actually what I want.
Right. And
That's fine too.
that's fine.
Yeah.
That's
You
fine.
can have different priorities. You can absolutely say, I'm a parent, and what that means for me is my children are the thing, and it doesn't matter how I feel. And if that's your reality, okay,
Mm.
but I can also tell you that you're likely to feel low about yourself and
Yeah.
have very poor self-esteem and poor mental health because it's needed to take care of yourself.
And it's hard for people, parents, to understand that when they feel good and when they feel, I want to say their best, but probably not their best, but they feel good, everything else can become easier.
Yep, sure
Everything
does.
else can. You are,
How can you care for someone else? How can you care for a child that is solely dependent on you if you're not even caring for yourself?
Mhm.
Like, I say this often in the role that I'm in a caring profession. How can I provide good support to people if I'm not doing things that show me care and compassion?
Right. Very good point. Yeah. Yeah, and I guess in this sense here, how can I provide support to people who want to lose weight, get strong, exercise?
You do
If
the
I didn't, yeah,
Yeah,
if I didn't do it, yeah.
yeah, you provide the atmosphere, the place, the encouragement. You do the things that are required for someone if they're, you know, at the point where they're believing in themselves,
Mhm,
willing to
mhm,
do the things and show up for themselves, they show up here.
mhm.
And I don't think I've ever heard of anyone showing up here, coming for a workout, and leaving and going, fuck my life, I hate everything.
Yeah, I hope not. I've not heard that.
No, it's
It
not in any
always
of the
helps.
it's not in any of the reviews. Maybe there'll be reviews on this podcast that say "fuck you, Josh," but
That's a lot of F-bombs so far. We're like,
yeah,
what,
sorry, I'm a bit fired up.
10 minutes in?
Yeah,
Ooh, love
yeah,
it.
yeah. And then another component to mindset is, what is your vision? What is the vision for the future around, a stronger, healthier version of you?
Mhm.
Do you have that vision? Because mindset requires the idea of what we want.
And is what we want realistic?
Mm,
Because I feel like that's where comparison syndrome comes in. And
yeah.
I don't want to say that someone who's saying that they want a Kate Tom's transformation is has comparison syndrome. Like I think I believe that people are just using that term as like, oh, I want to lose a lot of weight.
Yeah. And you did it. So help.
Yes. Yeah.
You must know how because you've done it.
Right. And to this day, I still live and breathe all of those exact same things that helped me lose 150 pounds.
Yep.
Now that
It's how you didn't gain it all back.
exactly.
Yep.
Yeah.
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 You made it a lifestyle. But for people that, are coming to the gym, is the stronger, healthier version of you just you don't want to wake up in the morning and be in pain? You want to be able to run around and play with your children at a park?
Hmm.
Do you want to be able to age well and not worry that you're going to be a fall hazard as you get older?
Hmm.
Do you want to play, in my case, do you want to play more competitive sports?
Hmm.
If that's the vision that you have for yourself, it gives you a direction.
Hmm.
It gives you a direction then to be able to be willing to show up for yourself and believe that it's possible. That's where that realistic component comes in again.
Yeah. Yeah. Um,
Am I going to be playing in the National Hockey League at almost 40 years old? No, I'm not. But am I going to have fun going out playing hockey a few times a week? Absolutely.
hmm. Hmm.
And my workout plan and my nutrition play a factor in that.
Hmm. Good job.
Yeah, there's more.
I just don't know if I'm segueing into my next piece or
No,
if you
no,
have more.
I can keep going.
He can keep going.
Yeah, You're hilarious. All of those concepts, so that belief that different is possible, the belief in who you can become, the willingness to show up for yourself, the vision for a stronger, healthier you, and the desire to achieve that goal, they all tie into this concept of mindset. And when I look for a singular definition of mindset, it's really, what do we believe about the world in relation to ourselves?
Uh-huh.
Can you relate that idea to the work that you do, Kate?
Me?
Yeah. Can you relate the belief of that people hold about the world to their success when they are doing any sort of programming with you?
Yeah, and I would like to separate gym
Hmm.
versus like nutrition.
Sure. Yeah.
So I would say if we were just start talking about the gym, which is where we are right now, um, a lot of people, especially in the beginning, it's just the mindset is it's too hard. I
Hmm.
don't have the time. I can't. Or look what that person's doing. I'll never be able to do that.
Hmm. So negative.
Always. Yeah. Especially in the beginning. Absolutely. It's hard to see you walking through the door when you are just starting out. It's hard not to compare yourself to the people who have been coming here for,
Couple of years.
yeah. And for sure, they're going to be doing more reps, lifting heavier, all of that. But you can too.
Hmm.
You can get to that point with consistency, with the right
Mindset.
mindset.
Yeah. So I'm going to take this concept even one step further, and I'm going to talk about the chain of events that can happen when you come into any kind of change, any kind of new situation, any kind of challenge with a negative mindset. And when I talk about the chain, I'm going to say, you're coming into the gym and your belief is it's too hard. I really want to be
I'm too
like the
tired. I'm too
I'm too
busy.
tired. Yeah, I'm too tired. I'm too busy. I really want to be able to do the same thing that someone that's been working out for 2 years consistently is doing right off the bat. So we've now got a bunch of links in the chain where you're believing that it's going to be too hard. You're telling yourself you're too tired. There's all kinds of life stuff getting in the way. You don't have realistic concepts of what things are going to be like for you. You have your first workout and you're sore after. All of those links in the chain now tell you, I'm going to give up. That's what ends up happening.
Yeah.
That is what those links in that chain mean. If at any point in that chain you allowed yourself to think differently, and remember, we control our thoughts.
Mm-hmm.
If you allow yourself to think differently, you could have a different outcome.
And break that link, break that chain.
If instead of telling yourself that it's going to be too hard, focus on something that is easy. We say that the hardest thing to do is getting through the front door. It's also the easiest
Mm-hmm.
if you make it the easy thing. Get in that front door. Once you're in the gym, once you're doing something, once you've made a decision that's different, you're already doing it.
Yeah. Yeah.
So there's one point where you could break the chain. But let's say you're still thinking it's too hard. Now we're on to, well, I'm too tired. Let me ask you this and answer this question honestly for yourself. Are you not tired most of the time anyway?
Anyway, exactly. Exactly. That is something that I think it's a hill I will die on, especially when it comes to morning workouts. You know what? Yes, even the evening and noon, whatever. Yes. If you sleep, choose to not come to the gym because you are prioritizing sleep that morning. Is that extra, maybe 30 minutes, maybe an hour at most?
Yeah.
Is that going to make a difference in how tired you are? Absolutely not. Over the course of the day, you're still going to hit that same crash. You're still going to feel tired. You're still going to not want to do the things. And you've already sucked and missed your workout. You've already done that. You've already missed the workout.
You've already allowed that thought and belief to control the outcome. Instead of so the alternative would be, instead of thinking I'm too tired, I'm not going to, I'm going to be tired anyway, I might as well.
Yeah. Yep. And I say it all the time. I feel like I've said that 100 times in this podcast. Getting in and getting a workout done is going to have the opposite effect that you think it will. You probably think it's going to make you more tired, when in reality,
it wakes you up. You get the endorphins going.
Exactly. It actually energizes you for the day ahead. And I'm not going to pull out like scientific research and percentages. It's just how it works.
It is.
If you get your workout done, I'm going to talk about the morning. So even in the morning, if you get your workout done, yes, you were tired when you got through that door. Opening that door was the heaviest weight in the whole friggin' gym. You still showed up. You got it done. Maybe not your perfect workout. Doesn't matter. You still got it done.
Yep.
Guaranteed you will have energy
to get you through the rest of the day.
Yes. Yep. So I want to use two specific instances, one morning and one evening.
Yep.
I heard last week, so one of our evening boot camp members has some scheduling things going on, and we ended up making it work so that she could come to morning classes. She was so worried that she was going to be tired, worried that she was going to hit the afternoon crash, worried that she just wasn't going to wake up because it was going to be earlier. Can I tell you, I got a message I think it was before 8 a.m., how productive she had been in that time since boot camp going to work. She even went to Starbucks and was surprised that it was like free cup day or something. So because she got her workout done early, she got to go to Starbucks and treat herself, and she got a free cup.
It's great.
She felt so productive all day long because she got that workout done. And her mindset before, she was worried. She was worried that she was going to be tired, but she did it and she felt good.
There's a difference between being worried and thinking about the possible negatives and allowing that to consume you.
Yes.
There is a difference.
Yeah.
And I want to make that clear that you can believe both things to be true. You can believe that, I'm going to be tired because this is out of my normal, it's out of my comfort zone, it's not something I've experienced before. And I'm usually kind of tired throughout the day anyway, so using up a bunch of my energy early is going to make me feel tired. But you can also believe that maybe it won't. You can have those dual beliefs, and it's which one do you want to feed more?
Yeah. And then the opposite context, evening, similar kind of storyline. Someone who came to an evening boot camp and was so set up for success in the evening, went and picked up a grocery order, went through Costco and ended up doing a shit ton of shopping and felt really good and couldn't believe how much she got done after an evening boot camp. Yeah. Now, for some people like me, it would be very hard for me to work out in the evening because I have to go to bed so early to get ready for the next morning because of my work schedule. You will always have more energy.
Always, always. And I will share my own personal reflection. I play hockey a lot of times at 10 p.m. Kate's already hours asleep.
Hours of sleep.
And here I am, 10 o'clock at night, and thinking about it all the way after work, all the way up to it. Like, I'm tired. I don't feel sharp. I'm kind of not really feeling it.
I need caffeine. I can't do it. I need caffeine.
Yeah. So something along those lines for sure. And I always am I don't fall asleep on the ice. I'm not laying down on the ice having a little siesta while the play's going on. I get through and I feel great about myself after. Win or lose, I allow 10 goals, whatever. I got out there and had fun. And I think that's an important thing to look at in terms of your mindset. So now we've talked about two different pieces of the chain, the I'm too tired and it's really hard. Do you remember what the next one was? I should have written some of this down as we were talking.
It's too hard. I'm too tired. Was it like I can't do what?
Oh, I can't do what somebody else is doing, so why bother? Yeah, that's a pretty shitty way to look at things. Can I do what other people can do at the gym? Absolutely not. I've been going to the gym pretty consistently for almost 10 years now.
I can't even do half of the shit that people who come here do, like this friggin' leg press specifically.
Yeah.
People do double, sometimes even triple the weight that I do. I'm loading the plates on for them and I'm pumping their tires. I can't do that.
Mm-hmm.
Guess what? I was on that leg press this morning doing the weight that I can do so that I can be successful.
Yeah. Your own journey is your own journey. And this is maybe a more of a lesson in life. If you spend your time comparing yourself to everyone else, you're never going to be happy.
Uh-huh.
Everyone else is always going to have something that you don't have.
Yeah. And being blind to the fact that chances are, if you are scrolling social media and comparing yourself to one of those people on social media, those like influencers, they're only showing
The best version.
the absolute best.
Yep.
You don't see any of the outtakes, any of the struggles, any of the, even sometimes our page.
Yeah.
I do like to share the raw and the real, but
it's often a lot of success on it.
Yes, and but there's a heck of a lot that goes on behind the scenes, and the outtakes, the struggles that I have, like, just don't compare yourself to it.
Mm-hmm. So instead of comparing yourself, walking in and seeing someone, do the leg press at over 500 pounds and being like, yeah, I guess why should I even try? They're judging me and they think I'm the shittiest person.
Mm-hmm.
They probably are just happy that you're here.
Yes.
And
They, in fact, don't give a flying fuck about the weight that you are pushing around in a squat, in a curl, in a bench press, and a leg press, in the pulls.
Let me tell you, they would rather you do no weight on the leg press and have good form than try and load it up and hurt yourself.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Absolutely, that's true. I don't think there would be a single person ever that would feel differently that actually goes to the gym and is in that sort of community or system. But the life lesson here is if we're comparing ourselves to other people, they're always going to have something that we don't. So how do we make ourselves happy? And that's by looking at, well, what is a realistic achievement for us?
Mm-hmm.
And what's a realistic timeline for that achievement?
Yeah. And just start showing up. Start showing up for yourself.
If you want to be lifting the same things as someone that's been coming to the gym for 2 or 10 years, you've got to go to the gym for 2 or 10 years.
Yeah.
That's what it takes.
Yeah.
They've put the time in. You're just seeing them after that. They started where you're starting now.
Yeah.
You're just seeing them so much further down the path.
They are miles and miles and miles further on their marathon. You are taking the first friggin' step, crossing the starting line.
Yeah. So set your achievements to be something that you can achieve soon. Maybe it's, I don't want to struggle to get up off a chair.
Mm-hmm.
Like it can be really basic stuff. And that's okay. That's where you are right now.
Mm-hmm.
But be realistic with yourself. You get to set that tone for yourself. If you come in expecting, in 4 weeks, I'm going to be bench pressing 200 pounds and squatting 250 pounds, unless you've been putting in a whole lot of work to get there, you're not.
I'm 9 years in.
Mm-hmm.
I've never bench pressed that or squatted that.
I've done a 200 bench press. I don't know if I've done a 250 squat though.
I'm not comparing myself to you.
No, not comparing, but that's, and when I was doing that bench press, I wasn't doing any sports.
Yeah.
The only thing I was doing was coming to the gym every single day and slowly increasing my weight.
Yeah. And it's pretty eye-opening to recognize that too. Yeah. Your strength looks different when you are playing sports versus not playing sports. my strength is different when I am running and training for a marathon versus not.
Yeah.
It's all relative.
Yeah. Because your cells can only do so much.
Do you think that past, I don't know, experiences impact our mindset?
Yes, they shape our belief about the world. And if that's part of our mindset, is that belief about the world, our past experiences are going to make us believe that something is going to happen the same way.
Yes. So if I was to move from like physical activity into the realm of nutrition when it comes
Yep.
to a mindset,
Yep.
I guess we're kind of going back to fad diets and all of the experiences that you've tried and have, and
Nothing works.
uh-huh.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That concept of nothing works for me.
I've tried it all. I've done it all.
I give up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Um,
And we're back to that belief. We're
yeah.
back to square one. Do you even believe it's possible? Nope,
Even
because you've tried everything and nothing's ever going to work.
even people who are um I guess a little more open in their mindset about growth and change when it comes to nutrition, I
Mhm.
still very much hear a lot of um I can't meal prep. I won't meal prep. I don't like to eat the same
Or
food
I won't
every day.
track.
I won't, yes, or I won't track because I did that before and I
It made me
didn't
have a
like it.
bad relationship with food.
Right.
I can
Yes.
remember I've heard you say that a few times. Different people have said that. I don't want to track my food because it affects my relationship with food.
Hmm.
Well, your relationship with food is probably part of the problem,
Yeah.
number one. But that's a totally different podcast that we've already done.
Yeah.
But realistically, if you have tried everything and nothing works, you need to change that concept in your mind. And here's how you need to change it. You've tried everything and you have an immense amount of knowledge about what doesn't work.
Hmm.
And if you're coming into it saying, well, tracking my food doesn't work because it harms my relationship with food or it makes me feel a certain way, you're denying yourself a really key piece of information to help you to be successful. How the hell do you know what you're putting in your body if you're not looking at what you're putting in your body? And you can tell me till you're blue in the face, well, I know what's in food and I know how much I eat, so I don't need to track it. I'm going to tell you you're wrong. And if you want an example of that, take a cup out of your cupboard and try and put 4 ounces of liquid in that cup, and then pour that into a shot glass and see how many ounces you actually get.
Nice.
I will guarantee you're not going to pour yourself exactly 4 ounces
Right.
of liquid.
Regardless of how long you were a bartender for.
Yeah. Cool if you were a bartender and you're just an excellent person at that. Cool. Do it with something else that isn't a liquid that you're not as familiar
It's
with.
like I think I showed you the reel that I want to recreate. So by the time this podcast comes out, the reel might already be posted.
Mhm.
But where someone has their eyes closed and I'm going to put a weight in their hand and they have to guess what the weight is.
Yeah. Or you can do it with a chicken breast. Try and put what you think 4 ounces of chicken breast is on your plate.
Yeah.
And then weigh that chicken breast and see how much it actually weighs.
Yeah.
I guarantee you those numbers are going to be different.
And I don't know if it has to do with mindset. I'm sure. I think everything does. Why on earth would you be willing to track your food if you're not willing to weigh or measure it? There is no point in tracking your food if you are not going to track
What it is, yeah, what
what
the
you are
amount is.
eating. Yeah, how much of it you are eating. That is not at all going to help you in your journey to health and wellness.
Nope, not. You might as well, like, it would be like baking without using any measuring cups.
I've tried that.
That's how you end up with really shitty baked goods.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like,
I would have
for the ladies that like to bake that are listening to this podcast, imagine having the recipe and being told, yeah, you only have a spoon
Mhm.
to measure with. We aren't, don't know if it's a tablespoon amount, a teaspoon amount, whatever. You only get a spoon and you've got to just scoop what you think goes into that recipe.
Mhm.
How wildly different every recipe would be.
Mhm. Mhm.
If you're not weighing and tracking exactly what you're putting into your body, how the hell do you know whether you're in a calorie deficit or not?
Right.
You won't,
Right.
unless you're losing weight, because that'll tell you you're in a calorie deficit.
Yeah.
Or if you're gaining weight, you'll know you're eating
Exactly.
too much.
Exactly. If you are doing programming with anyone for fat loss and you are gaining weight, but yet your tracking suggests that you are actually, I don't know, under or coming in under or at your daily calories and allotments, then you are not tracking
Yeah.
honestly.
Yeah. And we've kind of gone off on a
Yes,
tangent
sorry.
here just a little
Sorry.
bit, but what this all means is if you are telling yourself that you can't do a certain thing, or you're not willing to,
You can't eat enough protein. You can't.
yeah, or you're not willing to allow yourself to take all of the information in, how the heck do you think you're going to be successful? In fact, it probably stems from that belief that you're not going to be successful, and you're creating ways you're not going to be successful. And when you create those ways, you're not. You just won't be.
Right. And I think all of this gym, whatever, nutrition, all of it,
Life.
I want to talk about the term challenge
Mhm.
and how all of these things that we ask and what you know you need to do, they are going to challenge you.
Mhm.
They are going to challenge what you think you know, your limits, your beliefs.
Yeah, your willingness.
They're going to challenge them. And as soon as someone feels challenged or that they will be challenged, whatever, like soon or along the journey,
Mhm.
immediately it's negative.
Mhm.
The idea,
If that is your reaction anytime you're faced with challenge, to immediately go to the negative, you've got a problem you've got to work on.
yes, that is a
But
very, very, very negative.
it's just a difficult way to go through life.
It's not
If you're experiencing that, and I'm going to say that this in a very broad sense, if you're experiencing that where your go-to when something happens is negative, is to catastrophize, is to think of the worst case scenario,
uh-huh.
there's a bit of a problem happening here.
Uh-huh.
And I'm Kate.
Okay, but do you want to
Kate is struggling right now because I'm calling her out. But
Okay.
I know. Let me finish here. You get to choose
Yes.
whether or not you're going to entertain that.
Okay.
If you choose to focus on that catastrophe, that worst case scenario, you're doing yourself a disservice. Find a way to think about something else.
Fine. Can I talk now?
Yeah.
Okay, so this was like weeks ago, and I don't know that we talked about it or if I even told you about it, but I saw a post on social media that said, before you are faced with, I don't know, a challenge or just anything, if you take 2 minutes and think about the absolute worst case scenario, the worst thing that could happen, and then when you go into that situation, it's never going to be that bad.
Yeah.
That's a great way to go through life. What do you think?
I think that's a really negative way to go through life. I also think that it's a recipe for you to experience a lot more negative than positive.
Yeah.
I think it's an unhealthy way to go through life personally.
Yeah.
If it served you well, it's probably because you've had trauma in your life that tells you you need to find a safe way. And that safe way is by imagining those worst case scenarios, because you don't want to experience the hurt that you had that was traumatic. It's a response to whatever that perceived danger, threat, hurt is, and we like to try to avoid that as much as we can.
Right.
So we're going to imagine all of the worst things that can happen to try and find safety in that, because if we imagine it, then
Then when it happens,
of
we won't be surprised.
yeah, we're not going to be surprised. It might hurt a little bit less, and we were saying it was going to happen. That kind of feels
We
good.
were right.
Yeah, it kind of feels good to be
Yeah.
right.
Yeah.
But the reality is, and I'm going to be a bit of a nerd here, it's Schrodinger's cat. You have no idea.
What?
So Schrodinger's cat,
Short.
Schrodinger.
Schrodinger. I thought you
So
said short dinger.
he put a cat in a, this is awful. It happened a long time ago, but he put a cat in a box with a vial of poison that was set to go off at a random time, closed the box. At that point, as soon as the box is closed, the cat is neither dead or alive. You don't know.
Ah.
It's awful. And
This actually happened?
yes, if you're a fan of Big Bang Theory, Sheldon explains it really well, probably better than I just did. But it was an actual
Meet
experiment.
my real life Sheldon.
Yeah, thanks, honey.
Go ahead.
But this is true with all of these events in life. It's neither good nor it's bad. We don't know what's going to happen. None of us have a crystal ball. We cannot predict the future. We can live in the negative. We can allow all of those past events to influence our thoughts and tell us these bad things are going to happen. Or we can say, it's possible that good things can happen too.
Mm-hmm.
What good, instead of imagining the worst case scenario, what is the best thing that can happen? Have you ever done that in your entire life?
No.
Why wouldn't you?
Yeah.
Why wouldn't you imagine the best thing that can happen and expect good things to happen? Why not?
Makes me think about taking a leap to open the gym.
Mm-hmm.
We even now, I still don't believe in like the best.
I would consider this to be the best case scenario.
Well, yes, but also just like thinking of what's
I
coming in the
also
near future.
I also believed that this was entirely possible.
Yes, and I think we know, if you know us, you know, we are very different in that respect.
We are. Absolutely.
I definitely didn't think that any of this was possible.
Yeah. I know. It took
I know.
it took me. It's the same when we bought our house. It took someone saying, just do the fucking thing.
That was so scary.
Yeah. But that's the reality. Like, we can torture ourselves with all of the worst things that can happen, but we can also take pleasure in the good things that can happen. I've talked about my own journey in having serious surgery a few years ago and then deciding, like, I actually am not very healthy and I need to make some changes in my life, and doing those changes with the idea that what I really wanted to do was get back to playing sports.
Mhm.
And before I started playing sports, I trained in the gym, ran a lot, did a triathlon. Then it was okay. Think I'm ready to start playing sports again.
Mhm.
It wasn't just like, yeah, okay, here we go, sign up and away I go. No, it was I probably would have injured myself very
Mhm.
quickly
Mhm.
or hurt someone else if I didn't take time to figure things out first.
So I think one of the biggest challenges I have as a coach, as a trainer, as someone who does the job day to day that I do is helping people change, challenge their mindset and believe in themselves. And there's always resistance to it. And I guess it's because, stop looking at me like that.
Well,
I can't. It's
you
I
can't.
can't.
Yeah, the answer is yourself, Kate, cannot change anyone else's mindset. I can't change anyone else's mindset. The things I'm saying might help someone
Mm-hmm.
to think about things a little bit differently,
Mm-hmm.
but I'm not making that change. I am not the one responsible for changing that mindset,
Mm-hmm.
and neither are you. You are responsible for changing your own mindset.
About changing other people's mindset.
Yeah, yeah. But other people, the same is true. They are responsible for changing their own mindset. If they have a problematic mindset, if they are not, don't have the belief that it's possible, if they're not willing to show up for themselves, if they don't have the desire to achieve the things that they want to achieve, that's not on you.
Mm-hmm.
that is a them problem.
Mhm.
And it's something for each individual person to work on.
Yeah.
And it's important to recognize that you can create a place that is a safe place for people to explore changing that mindset. You can show them that changing mindset is possible, that
Mhm.
change is possible, but it's ultimately up to each and every one of us to look at ourselves in the mirror and say, what do I think about me? What do I think about the world? Do I say awful, mean, nasty things to myself? Do I believe the worst thing is always going to happen in the world?
Mhm.
Those two things are problematic. Do I want to change that? If the answer is yes, there are lots of ways to work
To
on
do
that
that.
change.
Yeah.
I've talked about a lot of them, and it's up to you to make that change. It's up to you to believe differently.
I think one of my biggest challenges, obviously, it's with my mindset,
Mhm.
is when someone has a problematic mindset, a shitty mindset, a negative mindset, I take all of that on as a reflection
You
of me
you
and my
personalize it. Yeah.
always.
Yeah.
And I say I can lead a horse to water, but I can't make them drink. But yet I constantly try to make them drink over and over and
You
over and
you
over again. I
you are
try and try and try.
waterboarding those people like nobody's business. Yeah, you're not wrong.
Yeah.
But to put it bluntly, you're not responsible for that. You are responsible for the leading to the water. You're responsible for the leading to the gym, the talking about how to change a relationship with food, how to eat differently.
Mhm.
That's your responsibility. That's what you hold. That's the side of the equation you hold. If another person is not working as equally as hard as you, that's on them.
Mhm. Mhm. I can't give 100% to someone who is only willing to give themselves.
10%.
Yeah.
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 If you're only giving yourself 10%, where is that 90% going?
Yeah. In one ear and out the other, or out the door, or
Or self loathing.
yeah.
It's all that negative self talk.
So how do I start to, and I know it's believing that,
Hmm.
believing the words that I say about leading a horse to water, and
Yeah.
but I can't make them drink.
Yeah.
Um,
So, how do you believe that? And we can extrapolate that to be how can anyone
I think,
believe something different?
but I do know that. I
Mhm.
know that.
Mhm.
I think
So,
even for my own transformation journey,
so why do you feel responsible? I guess is the question. Is it because people are paying you money, so
maybe,
you have to give them results?
and they're coming into my space, our space, to try and achieve those results.
Hmm.
Um,
Hmm.
yeah, and I think I obviously I want everyone to have the most raw positive experience and all of that, and I try desperately to make that like that. I
Hmm.
think that's where like a fake it till I make it comes in. I will be toxic positive till the cows come home in hopes that someone who is coming in, or even virtually, like all of it, it's not just in-person stuff.
So what you're talking about is you're meeting negativity going this way with positivity going this way. What do you think is happening?
There's a big clash, a big punch.
Yeah. And does it feel like that?
Yeah,
Yeah. Not surprised.
right to the gut.
Yeah.
Right to the gut.
Yeah. I'm not surprised by that.
Yeah.
So instead of trying to meet it with positivity, don't reinforce the negative, but bring attention to it.
Bring attention to the negativity in the space, or
Mhm. And that's probably not the work you're going to be doing with someone.
yeah.
But if you are noticing that someone, you're bringing your 50% of the equation and they're responsible for their 50%, and the 50%, their mindset is the problem stopping them from being able to meet you there.
Mhm.
Instead of trying to shower with positivity and really fly in the face of that, tr- try talking to the person about, here's how I see your mindset. And likely the person is going to not respond well to that.
And okay,
But it will give them something to think about.
right. I was just going to say, so why would anyone not respond well to that? And it probably goes back to, it is so hard to look in the mirror and reflect upon how your actions are either affecting in a positive way or a negative way.
Yeah.
It's really hard to reflect.
It is really hard.
I
Yeah,
think it's even really
to
hard
hear.
for me to reflect on that
Those are
too.
difficult conversations to have with people.
Yeah.
I
But even
have them a lot.
but even with myself, a conversation with myself, recognizing I can do my part, but everyone else has to do their part too.
Yeah. Yeah. And it's the reality of this is, and I feel like I'm saying the reality a lot. I'm really sorry. But what this means for you is it's not that you don't care. It's not that I'm saying don't care for the people that their mindset is shit and they're getting in their own way.
Mhm.
What I'm saying is care differently and care in such a way where your role isn't this dramatic transformation. Your role is to help people realize how they're getting in their own way, how the things that they're doing, the things they're thinking, the way they believe the world to be, the way they talk to themselves, all of that stuff
Mhm.
is getting them to the point of they're just not having success.
Mhm.
They're not allowing themselves to have success.
Mhm. And in those instances, like you said at the beginning, it's okay if something isn't working for you. It's okay to change it. It's okay to,
It's just new information.
yeah.
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 So if something's not working, stop doing that something and try something else.
Mhm.
Use the information you have to make a different choice.
Mhm.
And in making that different choice, think about what the best thing that could happen is. So if, for instance, you want to start going to the gym, let's put that as that's the goal. That's kind of the thought process. The thing that we want to start doing is we want to start going to the gym
Mhm.
instead of it's going to be so hard. I'm so tired. Other people are so strong, so much stronger than me.
They'll be
Instead of
staring.
having all of those things happen, what's the best thing that could happen to you going to the gym? What do you think? And we did an entire podcast about this, but what do you think the best part of coming to the gym for most people is?
They're just going to feel better and stronger and
The community.
yeah. Sorry. Yes, the community.
Yeah. Those things are also true,
Yeah.
but they will find their sense of belonging.
Mhm.
That's the best thing that can happen is that you're going to find that community and you will.
Mhm.
I watch it all the time in here. There are groups of people everywhere.
Mhm.
And if you want to see proof of that, the next time we do an open house, just come and watch. Just watch the groups of people see
Mhm.
each other light up,
Yeah.
the friendships that are formed.
Yeah.
It's no different than me when I go to play my sports.
Yeah. And I think that's something that we've always tried to create and wanted to create is, yeah, okay, this is a space for you to work at and work towards your goals, but it's also that safe space for you to have a community of people who,
Will care about you.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah. And then when you are caring for yourself, you will draw people towards you that also care
Mhm.
about you.
Mhm.
If you are not caring for yourself, you're going to not find the people that will show you that care.
Yeah.
You're going to find people that will continue to take advantage of that.
Yeah. And also like outside of the gym too, right? Like
Mhm.
you attract the people who are gonna lift you up when you are lifting up.
You are lifting yourself up. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Um,
Those things happen organically. They are natural things that happen. And it's the opposite is also true. If you're isolating yourself, if you're defeating yourself, you're not trying to do new things, you're not allowing for any growth, you're going to have all of the negative things that come with that
mhm.
lack of relationships. You're going to feel lonely. You're going to feel like you don't have
Right.
a place in this world.
Yeah. Your circle can change. When I think about my circle pre weight loss transformation,
Mm-hmm.
it's very different now.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. And like, you had lots of
Yep.
friends, but they were friends from other circles that you had in the past.
Hmm. Hmm.
It
In a
was,
different season of life, like a
yeah.
different season of my life, my priorities, what I cared about
Yeah.
were very different.
And you still have those connections, but now you have so many more.
Hmm.
And
Hmm.
that's the difference in changing your mindset. That's how you can allow for that substantial, wide-ranging change in your life.
Yeah.
And we're using coming to the gym or nutrition as examples of that, but this is stuff that it goes through everything in life.
Hmm.
It like Kate has reflected herself on, my own mindset is I take on everyone's problems and I just want to be the solver. And if people aren't getting to the places that the goals that they set for themselves, those achievements, I'm responsible. I'm personalizing it. I'm personalizing their unhappy feelings, but they own those. Their thoughts are shaping those unhappy feelings. Their beliefs are shaping the fact that they're not seeing the progress that they want to see.
Hmm.
They are responsible for doing the things. You're leading them to the path to have success. They are responsible for actually doing the things that you're laying out. And if they're not,
Right.
for whatever reasons, that's on them.
Right.
And like that, I can remember talking to you about a person that you were working with where they were doing nutrition programming with you, and they decided that they were not going to be successful because they believed that they had to cut certain things out of their diet.
Yeah.
And that belief that they weren't going to be successful made them stop doing what they were doing. Meanwhile, you're sitting there saying, but I tell people they can have all of the things. We just have to learn to make it fit.
Hmm.
And that starts with tracking. Like,
Hmm.
it starts with
Yeah.
getting the information and the data.
Yeah.
And you just kept beating yourself up because this person was giving up.
Yeah.
They gave up. You're not responsible for them giving up. That's their choice. They
Hmm.
control their actions and their thoughts.
Yeah.
You provided the plan. They didn't think or do the, so this means that I have to give up these things that I can't live without.
Right. Right.
For you to say, no, actually, you can still have them, but how do we make it fit in your day?
Yeah. I think I was the same person who said that because I was asking them to track their food and intake for data that I was a fad diet.
Hmm. Yeah.
Hell no.
No, this is like, if you're going to be mindful about what's going into your body, you've always got to be mindful about
Hmm.
what's going into your body. It
Hmm.
doesn't matter that you think you know what's in, and eventually you do get to the point where like it kind of becomes second nature.
Yeah,
You know what
there's
pieces of the puzzle
yeah,
you can fit
food
where.
intuition is absolutely a thing for
Mhm.
sure.
But
It's a very, very hard thing. I would say that food intuition, sorry, is even harder than losing weight.
yeah, but I can tell people that you still break out the scale. You still measure everything.
Hmm.
Like, it's not like you've got good food intuition. You've been doing it for 10 years, but you're still inputting the data
Hmm.
so that you know, because sometimes serving sizes change
Hmm.
on boxes.
Hmm.
Sometimes nutrition labels get updated. Sometimes you put different types of sauce on
Yeah.
things, and it's important to know what that means in relation to what you're eating
Yes, because then
for the
if and
day.
when the scale or the measurements or whatever don't move in the direction you want, to be able to say, well, I really didn't track my food, so I
Yeah.
really don't know what I was putting into my body.
I don't know where the problem is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Or there are people who also just would like throw in the towel or not update things if they know that they've had a rough week. Well, I'm just going to skip the check-in.
Yeah. Yeah. And I think anyone listening to this, they might be sitting there thinking, well, geez, this sounds like a lot of work. It is.
Totally. totally is a lot of work.
But it goes back to that concept of, are you willing to show up for yourself?
Put in the time. Take the time to learn.
Yeah.
Take the time to learn. It's not going to happen overnight. There's a reason that programming with me is 8 weeks in length. You're not going to get it your first week.
No.
Might not even get it your second week. It might be third, fourth, fifth. Hell, you might not get it till week 8, and then our time is up, and you might realize, hey, I need to do this again.
I think based on watching things and being kind of behind the scenes, usually people don't get it the first time they do the 8 weeks. It's usually in the second or third time.
And sometimes
this is not easy, and the best things in life are not easy.
Yeah. Challenge and change is not easy. That's why it's called change.
Yeah. If you want easy, I got to tell you, there's very few things in life that are easy and also worth doing. Like, it's easy to sit on the couch. It's easy to not work. It's easy to not do anything. Like, those things are all really easy. It's easy to order takeout.
Grab lunch out, breakfast out as you're passing by all of those restaurants on the main street.
Yeah. You just got to ask yourself, do I want easy or do I want to challenge myself? And if you do want to challenge yourself,
it can be really friggin' rewarding.
It's very rewarding. You're going to feel a whole lot better about yourself. Doing all those easy things also reinforces all that negative self-talk. Life is challenging. Life is about experiences. And if those experiences are all easy, it's kind of a boring life.
It's true. It's true.
Do some things that are going to challenge you. See how it goes. And believe that the best thing can happen.
Not the worst. Don't take 2 minutes to think about the worst thing. Take 2 minutes to think about the very best case scenario. That's my takeaway.
Yeah.
That's my takeaway.
Yeah.
Okay. Anything else, or should we wrap?
I think we could probably wrap this one up.
Okay.
What's our topic next week?
I think next week we are going to talk about the dreaded holidays.
I love it.
Controlling the controllables, heading into the season of darkness and comfort foods, and how to...
For me, it's comfort foods. I'm going to eat my face off for about a week and a half.
Yeah, so next week, you didn't catch all that. So next week's episode is going to be all about heading into the holiday season and how we would recommend navigating it. Some tools that you can take away to be able to plan for success and setting realistic expectations for the holiday season. As always, thank you for watching, listening. We appreciate all of the likes, watches, reviews, listens,
subscriptions, comments,
all of that.
Yeah. So if you haven't already, follow or subscribe, give us a like, drop us a comment. Love to hear those things.
We're having a lot of fun filming them.
Yeah. I mean, it's a great outlet for us. That's for sure.
Yeah. Sometimes I get annoyed with you for social working me, but that time was a large part of that where it just felt like it was...
Got some good things to share. Sometimes, once in a while. It's not all useless information up here.
Thanks for watching.